Corona was a word that we hadn't known before, and at the beginning of the year 2020 we heard it because of a disease that came over, and we learned that COVID-19 was the correct scientific term, but we really didn't know what the dangers were and what it would have in store for us. I remember very clearly, it was the last day of February in 2020 that we received a phone call that the authorities had set the regulations for admission to ITB so high that barely anyone could fulfill them, and that we came to a decision with all authorities and the board and the government and everyone that an ITB Berlin wouldn't be feasible. It would be a spreader event, having people from 180 nations here, and that really struck me in that very moment when I realized that ITB had been prepared for a year, that exhibitors were on their way in the plane already, that the stands and pavilions were built, everything was ready. And I really kind of was in shock, but only for a minute or so. Then we went on thinking, what should we do? How should we communicate? And how should we go on? At that time, it wasn't really clear that COVID would spread so much that it would impact all of the industries, including the travel industry. We were the epicenter of B2B in travel. We were the world of travel, where people would come to Berlin and do business and foster their contacts. But it wasn't clear that it would really affect worldwide travel, and that planes would stand still, trains would stand still, ships would stand still, people would stand still, and no one would be able to travel for a while. I am amazed that travel kind of seems to be a human need and a human right. And that has proven with the recovery and after the end of COVID, that travel has taken up momentum again. People have traveled as they have never before. And right after the limitations have been lifted, I noticed that people were so eager to go out again and to explore and to catch up what they had missed for months and years. So I'm confident that travel was and always will be something that is deeply anchored in human DNA, corona or not.